The Mary Celeste was a ship whose name would echo through the annals of maritime history, a vessel that was destined to become a legend. It was a brigantine, built in 1861, a sturdy craft that had seen its fair share of the ocean's tempests. Yet it was not the ship's construction, nor its voyages, that would capture the imagination of the world. It was the enigma surrounding its final journey that would etch its name into the tapestry of the sea's most enduring mysteries. On November 7th, 1872, the Mary Celeste set sail from New York Harbor, bound for Genoa, Italy. She carried a cargo of denatured alcohol, a valuable and volatile load. The captain, Benjamin Briggs, was an experienced mariner with a reputation for caution and competence. He was accompanied by his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, and a crew of 7 men. The ship was well provisioned, and everything seemed in order as the Mary Celeste slipped into the vastness of the Atlantic, her sails billowing in the wind, the horizon stretching endlessly before her. Days turned into weeks, and the Mary Celeste was expected to arrive in Genoa by early December. However, as the days passed, concern began to mount. On December 4th, a ship named the Dei Gratia, captained by David Morehouse, spotted the Mary Celeste adrift in the waters of the Azores. The ship was eerily silent, drifting aimlessly, and as the crew of the Dei Gratia approached, they were struck by the sight before them. The Mary Celeste appeared to be abandoned. When Morehouse and his crew boarded the ghostly vessel, they were met with an unsettling scene. The ship was in good condition. Her sails were set and her cargo was intact. But there was no sign of life. The captain's cabin was undisturbed. The crew's belongings were left behind, and the ship's lifeboat was missing. The only clue to the mystery was a half-filled bottle of rum found on the deck, and the ship's log, which detailed the final entries of the crew. The last entry was dated November 25th, 9 days before the Dei Gratia discovered her. It noted that the Mary Celeste had encountered a storm, but there were no indications of any distress or panic. The absence of the crew and the circumstances surrounding their disappearance sparked a frenzy of speculation and intrigue. What could have happened to the people aboard? Theories began to circulate like wildfire, each more fantastical than the last. Some suggested that the crew had mutinied, taking the lifeboat in a desperate bid for freedom. Others posited that the ship had been attacked by pirates, though the lack of signs of struggle made this theory less plausible. There were whispers of supernatural forces at play, of ghostly apparitions that had driven the crew to madness. As the story of the Mary Celeste spread, it became a subject of fascination for the public. Newspapers ran sensationalized accounts, framing the ship as a ghost ship, a vessel cursed by the sea. The mystery deepened when it was revealed that the captain's wife and daughter were aboard the ship. The thought of a family lost to the abyss tugged at the hearts of many, adding a layer of tragedy to the tale. In the years that followed, the Mary Celeste became a cultural touchstone, a symbol of the unknown that lurked beneath the waves. Authors, playwrights, and filmmakers would draw inspiration from her story, weaving narratives that combined elements of horror, adventure, and the supernatural. Yet, despite the myriad theories and tales spun around her, the truth remained elusive. As the decades passed, maritime experts began to analyze the circumstances of the Mary Celeste's disappearance with a more scientific lens. Some suggested that the crew had abandoned ship due to the cargo of denatured alcohol. It was theorized that the fumes from the cargo could have created a dangerous situation, perhaps leading to a small explosion that frightened the crew into fleeing. Others pointed to the possibility of a waterspout or a rogue wave that could have struck the ship, prompting a hasty evacuation. In 1885, the Mary Celeste was sold at auction and continued to sail under different owners. However, her once storied reputation as a ghost ship cast a long shadow. She was eventually abandoned in 1886, her fate sealed by the very mystery that had made her famous. The ship was left to decay, drifting into obscurity, a relic of a bygone era. The legend of the Mary Celeste, however, refused to fade. It became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the ocean's unpredictable nature and the fragility of human life. Adventurers and treasure hunters sought to uncover the truth, hoping to find answers in the depths of the sea. But the ocean remained silent, guarding its secrets closely, as it had for centuries. In the years that followed, the story of the Mary Celeste would inspire countless theories, investigations, and explorations. Some would even suggest that the ship was cursed, a vessel haunted by the spirits of its lost crew. Theories of supernatural involvement persisted, with some claiming that the ship's very essence was entwined with the mysteries of the deep, forever trapped in a liminal space between the living and the dead. The Mary Celeste became more than just a ship. She was a symbol of humanity's eternal struggle against the unknown. She represented the allure of adventure and the fear of the abyss, the hope of discovery and the dread of loss. Her story served as a reminder of the sea's power, its ability to swallow lives and dreams whole, leaving only questions in its wake. In the late 20th century, interest in the Mary Celeste was reignited as historians and researchers began to delve deeper into the mystery. They examined the ship's log, piecing together the timeline of events leading up to that fateful day. They studied the weather patterns of the time, the known dangers of the Atlantic, and the psychological state of the crew. Each new piece of evidence brought with it new theories, new possibilities, and yet the core mystery remained. The Mary Celeste had become a canvas upon which people painted their fears and fantasies, a vessel that had transcended time and space. It was a ghost ship that had captured the imagination of generations, a tale that blurred the lines between reality and myth. No matter how many theories were proposed, or how many investigations were conducted, the truth of what happened aboard the Mary Celeste would forever remain shrouded in mystery. As the years turned into centuries, the Mary Celeste continued to drift through the collective consciousness, a haunting reminder of the sea's unfathomable depths. The ship became a metaphor for the human experience, a testament to the unknowns that life presents. The ocean, vast and indifferent, held its secrets close, leaving the fate of the Mary Celeste and her crew to linger in the minds of those who dared to wonder. In the end, the mystery of the Mary Celeste was not simply about a ship lost to the sea. It was about the human spirit, the quest for understanding, and the eternal dance between fear and curiosity. The ghost ship had become a part of our shared narrative, a story that would endure as long as there were those willing to listen, to ponder, and to dream. The Mary Celeste, a vessel of mystery and intrigue, would sail on in the imaginations of all who gazed upon the ocean, forever searching for answers in the depths of the unknown.